Welcome, history buffs and military enthusiasts, to a tale of grit, glory, and impossibility. Today we're unraveling why invading Afghanistan is a nightmare, a land that's humbled empires for centuries. From Alexander the Great to the Soviet Union and even the mighty United States, this rugged nation has proven unconquerable. Grab your gear, because we're diving into the heart of this warrior's paradise. Let's start with the star of the show, Afghanistan's terrain. Picture a land where mountains tower like giants. The Hindu Kush range slices through the country with peaks soaring over 7,000 meters, rugged, unforgiving, and perfect for ambushes. These mountains aren't just scenery, they're a natural fortress. In the 1980s, Soviet forces learned this the hard way, losing thousands in narrow passes where Afghan fighters struck like ghosts. But it's not just mountains. Afghanistan's got vast deserts and hidden valleys stretching 652,000 square kilometers. Invaders face supply nightmares. Stretching lines across this maze is like trying to herd cats in a storm. The only roads? Often narrow, mined, or controlled by local tribes who don't take kindly to outsiders. During the US war from 2001 to 2021, convoys were picked off by improvised explosive devices, IEDs, killing over 2,400 American troops and wounding 20,000 more. Now, meet Afghanistan's military might. Not a traditional army, but a force of nature. The Afghan people, with their tribal roots, have fought invaders for over 2,000 years. The Mujahideen who battled the Soviets numbered in the tens of thousands, armed with everything from ancient rifles to Stinger missiles supplied by the CIA. By 1989, they forced the Soviets to withdraw after a decade of war that cost Moscow 15,000 lives and billions in resources. Fast forward to the 21st century. The Taliban, rising from those Mujahideen roots, turned Afghanistan into a guerrilla war zone. With 60,000 to 100,000 fighters by 2021, they used hit-and-run tactics, suicide bombs, and insider attacks. IEDs became their weapon of choice, accounting for nearly half of US and coalition deaths. When the US invaded in 2001, they toppled the Taliban in months, but the insurgency dragged on for 20 years, costing over $2.3 trillion and claiming 176,000 lives, including 46,000 civilians. Afghanistan's military power isn't just about numbers, it's about resilience. The population, around 40 million, is fiercely tribal. Pashtuns, making up 38 to 50%, follow Pashtunwali, a code of honor that demands resistance to outsiders. Loyalty lies with the tribe, not the state, so invaders face a patchwork of foes. In 2001, the US allied with the Northern Alliance, mostly Tajiks, to oust the Taliban, but local support was shaky, fueling endless resistance. History screams the same lesson. Alexander the Great conquered parts in 330 BC, but his troops mutinied from exhaustion. The British tried 3 times, 1839 to 1842, 1878 to 1880, and 1919, and each ended in disaster, with 16,000 British soldiers wiped out in a single 1842 retreat. The Soviets invaded in 1979, aiming to prop up a communist regime, but by 1989 they limped out, broken by guerrilla warfare. The US, after 9/11, aimed to crush Al-Qaeda and rebuild a nation, yet by 2021, the Taliban reclaimed Kabul in days as the last US plane left. Why is it a nightmare? The logistics alone could break an army. Supply lines stretch hundreds of miles, vulnerable to attacks. The 2021 US withdrawal saw chaos at Kabul airport, with 13 troops killed in a suicide blast. Afghanistan's air force is minimal, mostly old Soviet planes, yet its fighters thrive in caves and mountains, outlasting high-tech foes. And the cost? Beyond the trillions spent, the human toll, veterans' moral injury, Afghan refugees, lingers like a scar. Afghanistan isn't just a country, it's a proving ground where empires fall. Its mountains shield warriors, its tribes defy control, and its history warns all who dare invade. From Alexander to America, the lesson's clear: this land fights back with a fury that never fades. So next time you hear about conquering Afghanistan, just whisper, "Good luck!" This is the unconquerable land, where courage meets chaos. Stay tuned for more epic tales, and let's keep exploring history's wildest battles, inspired by Afghanistan's history and military resilience.